Lovers at first sight. What were the chances?
Hi. How's it going, everybody? Let me put these up. Let's do that. Let's do this. Let's do all the things. How is everybody doing today? Have you been fooled today yet? So, Darkest Mercy, you seriously, broke your phone? Or is this an April Fool's? Candy Thunder got fooled first thing this morning. Like, no shit. First thing. She saw a post that said, the new season of From was getting pushed back, like, a long time. She's like, what? And then several minutes went by, I think. And she was like, oh no, you seriously broke it. Oh, sorry. Say it again.
I said that was after I researched it on Google, and I was like, there is nothing about this online. There is no chatter whatsoever.
No chat. And then she got again by From, the same show, because they released a new trailer, and she swiped, and it was just Fatima in her trailer. So... You know, they got
twice.
Sam Goofball, what's up? Dropping the 5, first one of the day. Says so far, no. We were trying to think of something. Like, we spent a long time today trying to think of something to do on stream, and like never just couldn't think of anything. We're like, that's okay. We don't. You know, I thought about like having my voice pitched super low and or having the sound be weird on purpose, but it just didn't. You know. Thought about like turning my sound off halfway through a story and just pretending like it was okay. But, you know, we ended up abandoning ship. What's up, Myra? Not been fooled so far. Nina, the puppy's good. Puppy is good. Sunny is not a fan of going in the kennel. She cries, with her Italian accent every time. Mama, no, please don't put me in the kennel again. Please, the bad man's going to put me in the cage. I don't want to sleep in the cage, Mama, no. Please, no, Mama. It's like that every night, which is a really good time. So, yeah, she cries, and I think she sings. She finds, like, new notes and things to do with her voice all the time, and then, like, just tries it out. It's like she is... She's a singer. She does sing when I play the trumpet at home, which is hilarious because she gets the typical dog, like chin up in the air, ears hanging down, like owl kind of thing. It looks like a cartoon. Shadow Wolf member for 5 months. Haven't been fooled, but I've been enjoying the Kit Kat jokes, right? Like I see other brands are getting in on the action now, which is hilarious. At least you're not going to be hanging out with us longer in the ATL. Hey, we'll have fun down there. Safe travels to you. Watermelon, you fooled your boss, told you were leaving early when you were understaffed. I bet she really appreciated that. I bet. Yeah. Goodness. Yoko been fighting a stomach bug. Damn, that I know that kind of stuff is going around. That's not good. No. Queen Unicorn, nobody has even tried. Emily Ray, your cousin, sent you a joke about her breaking her leg. You panicked. You've been fooled by your life, Terabyte. Say hello to Tater Rudy. QOD, since it's not up on screen right now, is have you been fooled today? Darkest Mercy member for 31 months. You seriously broke it. You don't know how? Ah, man. You know what? We've all had our share of broken phones. I gotta say, my first phone fiasco, immediately after, I came up with the term "friends don't let friends piss and text," because I was peeing. I dropped my phone in the toilet, in the bowl. Yep, had to do the bag of rice thing. It was the old school iPhone too.
Was there pee in the toilet?
Well, yeah.
You.
I kept using my pee phone.
Kept using the pee phone.
I would not be using that phone. I guess it was harder to get a phone back in the day.
Yeah, I mean it was like my first iPhone ever, probably, because I was super late to the phone game.
I put mine on top of my car and drove off. My first iPhone.
It happens, right? Especially
remember
your
how
first
heavy
one?
those things
were?
Yeah,
they were heavy, and like your first one for sure. You know, you're not used to that thing yet, so
I had to go back to using the Razor, and it was not.
The flip phone. I had like
From
this
an iPhone to a Razor was
the
not
little
my thing.
singular wireless. The phone didn't even have a name. It was just like a little pebble-looking flip phone.
Yeah, I had that. Yep.
Yeah. And then I did this. I had the Sliver, not the Razor, because I wasn't cool enough for the flip phone.
My favorite one was the one that slid up. It was a Samsung.
Oh yeah, we got pushed up.
And then the buttons were.
Yeah.
That was my favorite phone.
Yeah. You went to the wrong app, at least. You clicked the notification. You were like, where are my supers? Where are my people? You were on the TikTok side.
I feel like I'm the only one that got fooled today.
I did not fool Candy Thunder. I haven't done anything. Navy was like, we got to get mama. We got to do something really good. What's a prank? I was like, okay.
Little prank Sinatra.
Yeah, we'll have to think about that one. I don't really know, kiddo. We really haven't come up with anything. Elise wants to know how the wedding was. Tony Spock. Good. He said
He had a blasty blast.
thumbs up. Thumbs up, he says. You dropped it from your back pocket, eh? It's not fun. It's not fun. I think I've only had a couple of broken screens since then. I mean, knock on wood, but all the cool people had the slivers. We were the first one with phone with iTunes on it. Was it? Holy crap.
Sliver. I don't even remember that phone.
It was the non-flip phone version of the Razor.
Not ringing
And you're
bells.
like, nope, only the cool people had Razors. Thank you very much. Hey, Silver Moon, Melissa Elliott, Anna Hartman, Jersey Blind Girl dropping the bolts. We are going for 4K on the TikTok side for Lightning Round with Tony Spark this time. Legally Blonde, thanks so much. Bambi Smith, Silver Moon again there. Jenny with the ice cream cone, Anna Hartman, Jersey Blind Girl, Bree with 2 E's, Melissa Elliott, Joyce Brown, Queen Unicorn, Alley Cat, Shoe Knot, That Alaska Girl, Jero Mama, Melissa Elliott, Watermelly, Ames, Keisha, Sabs, Smoots, hey buddy, Karen Jones, Dylan Sprague, Shadow Wolf, Callie Knight, Joyce, thank you so much. We're at 432 of 4K on the TikTok side right now. This feels like it's a bit off. Let
Was
me
this your?
change that?
Was this a sliver
Yeah, that was it. It pushes up.
from the side?
Not from the side, like up,
Like that?
up. No.
Okay.
No. We'll have to like,
I'm
they're
not.
probably on eBay or some shit.
Yeah,
you
they
know.
were.
We'll see. Okay, let me get back to QD for 1 minute, and then we'll dive into stories. I got to remember I have less time to dick around between stories so we can get more stories in this first half of the stream. I was super late to the phone game. I didn't have one until I was like 20-something. Of course, I'm old, so, there's that, too. They didn't exist until I was 20-something. I'm just kidding. They existed before then. I just wasn't cool. I didn't come from like a technologically advanced household. I mean, my dad was an IT guy, but still, we were like, I was, playing games on MS-DOS, that kind of thing. I know you don't know what that is. DOS prompts. Should be like CD dot what? dir-p? What am I doing? Partial directory search. First one was an old Nokia. Yeah. Snake, yeah. Snake was the best game. Compiling a care package for us, Chaos? Nice! Cool. Thank you. All right, let's rock and roll, shall we? Coming up, we have stories about canceling solo trips, not inviting certain friends on trips, holding on to people's paychecks, not drinking at weddings, getting divorced out of nowhere, spoiled school trips, fundraising for questionable things, and we have petty revenge, cake stories, and lightning round with Tony Spark. Also, Tony Spark, I'm seeing a theme. The word trip shows up in 3 of our stories here. There's trip, wedding. Yeah, lots of trip. The brain is just like trip focused right now. He's trying to get out of here. He's just trying to get out of here. Again, we have a goal of 4K on the TikTok side for lightning round. On the YouTube side, we have a super goal of 10 5 and up supers to start for a cake story. Reminder, we are doing the half and half format today. The first hour of the stream will be public. At the 4 o'clock p.m. Central Daylight Time mark, we will flip to VIP, which will be super fans and members of the Thunder Crew only. But you'll probably still see those individual stories pop up. Reminder, we are still doing the offline batch of stories once per week. Those come out on Tuesdays, so you have a whole new hour of content there as well. Don't start none, won't be none today. No spoilers, no political bullshit, no religious ranting, none of that crap. You know, this is a safe place from all of it, but especially spoilers of stories that we're reading will be muted, if not booted from the live. And with that, get out your gosh heckin' brooms. Do that. It's your uncle's B-Day, Rexy? Hey, he gets wham, what a cool birthday to have an April Fool's birthday. Except people would be like, I bought you a new car. And you'd be like, yay! You'd be like, crap, wait. It'd be a terrible day. To have a birthday on April Fool's, that'd be just, yeah. That would not be fun. Not. Hey, Jerry Lee, sending out a gifted membership. Caitlin Woodman, welcome to the Gosh Heckin' Thunder Crew. You get to take part in the whole stream today. You joined the fam, courtesy of Jerry Lee. Jerry Lee. All right. It's the Science Bubba. All right, let's rock and roll. Let's dive into our very first story. Hey there, Dusty Thunder here. This story comes from AITA H and goes like this. Am I the astronaut for refusing to cancel my solo trip after my wife suddenly said she needed me home? You want to do a poll? I mean, here's where I'm at. If your wife needs you home, you probably need to be home. Would you like to do a poll, Tater? I know you got to remove your hand from the blanket to do that. Are you freezing? Yeah, it's really cool. Hey, Caden, would you mind kicking the thermostat up? I already did that. Never mind. Never mind. Am I the astronaut for refusing to cancel my solo trip after my wife suddenly said she needed me home? I think, yeah, you probably are. I don't know how. Maybe a 2. Ask on 2. That'll be my guess. Ask on 2. We have 40-ish seconds left on the poll. What do you think? Needed could be guilt-tripping, Joyce. Absolutely right. But look, I can only see things from my life perspective, right? And I can try to put myself in other people's shoes. But if I have a solo trip planned and Tater is like, hey, I really need you home, I'm like, I'll have to do that solo trip another time. Because my first responsibility is to my family. So, you know, why going along? That is, Yuakina, thank you for abstaining. And you can still vote. It's fun. It doesn't affect anything. I'm saying ask on 2. ESH is probably the way to go, Yoko. That's smart. That is smart. All right, poll results, Tater Rooney. Here you go.
They are 34% ask on 2, followed by...
It's like 14%.
20% ESH.
Yep, 20% ESH. There we go. Okay, let's go ahead and dive right in.
Okay.
Am I the astronaut for refusing to cancel my solo trip after my wife suddenly said she needed me home? What's going on? What is happening?
We're not reading the story. Sorry.
Okay.
We're skipping this story.
Why are we skipping this story?
It doesn't matter. We're just going to skip to the next one.
Okay, we're skipping to the next story.
Yeah.
I have no idea what's going on.
Tony's throwing an audible.
I messed up. Moving on.
Okay, we're moving on to the next story. Won't do a poll for this one because we've already wasted 3 minutes of our lives. Am I the astronaut for telling my best friend I don't want her to come to my birthday trip? We won't do a poll for this one. We'll just dive right in. Am I the astronaut for telling my best friend I don't want her to come to my birthday trip? For context, I am turning 20 female, and my parents asked me what I want to do for my big birthday, and I said I wanted to do a trip with my friends next summer. My dream destination is Japan, and they would pay for up to 2 people's tickets and hotels to go with me. They have a lot of credit card points. I have a friend group with 4 people, and I ruled out 2 friends already because one's very stingy. I've traveled with her before and paid for the hotel and gas since it was a road trip. It was exhausting after a while because she was constantly complaining about the prices of things and only wanted to eat at the cheapest restaurants she could find, even though I offered to pay. Even though I paid for most of our last trip, she complained when she had to spend any of her own money at all. The other one in our group is a very late sleeper. I would definitely go with her somewhere if it were a beach holiday, but I think she would not like waking up early to go sightseeing, or I would have to nag her to get up, which is not fun for her or me. Well, then you just spend half your vacation sleeping, which, if that's your goal, is fine. If it's not, not fine. I've known my best friend since high school. I love her to death, but she is a very picky eater. She only eats American food. Chicken nuggets, fries, burgers, and if you're lucky, she'll try Italian food, but with no garlic. She also does not like to do anything that is scary, like roller coasters or hiking. I am the complete opposite. Love sushi, oysters, caviar, onions, anything. I mostly wanted to go on a trip because I wanted to try the food, especially sushi. There is a boy in our friend group, and we have been friends for a year, but I'm not as close with him as I am with her. He's not a picky eater. He likes to travel, is open-minded, and is very adventurous. I asked him if he wanted to come with me, and he, of course, said, yeah. My parents said that I could just use whatever it would have cost for someone else's ticket to stay at a nicer hotel, or use it for better food. My friend, with whom I am going, let it slip that we're going to Japan next summer, since my best friend was talking about her plans for the next year, and it slipped that my parents said they would be paying for 2 people to go. I didn't tell him to keep anything from her, but I feel like I should have. My best friend called me crying and said I picked him over her, and why didn't I invite her to my birthday? I'm planning to make cake at home with everyone too, by the way, but not until next year, since that's when my birthday is. She then used the fact that we used to date for 1 month and said I picked a boy over her. I tried to say I couldn't just bring her, but then she said she knew I was allowed to bring 2 people. She then kept crying a lot, and I finally admitted it was because she's too much of a picky eater. She's very upset and said that's not fair because she loves anime and she can't control the fact that she's picky. The rest of the group, besides him and another person, are saying that I should have just invited her to be courteous. Am I the astronaut? Hold on. Oh, besides him and another person. I'm like, hold on. The dude you're taking is like, you should have invited her. I'm like, excuse me? You don't get to be not on my team right now.
I'm conflicted on this because on one hand, I'm like, they're your friends. Like, I think it's more about the experiences and stuff, but also at the same time, like, you want to explore eating and do all these things, but I don't know. It's
my fucking birthday.
It's her,
my
yeah.
experience. If you're going to hinder that experience, you don't get to go. That's it.
But it's she just gave us a very complete breakdown of all of her friends' eating habits. It was just like a little disarming in a way that there's like she made choices based on who eats the most adventurous food.
Well, I mean, I think that's because one of the
I think she was trying to. She put a lot of thought into this.
Well, yeah, but one of the main points of the trip was to
explore food.
And
at the end of the day, it doesn't really fucking matter because it's your birthday trip. But also at the same time, like if you didn't want him to say something, that definitely should have been communicated. Mm-hmm. But it's also easier to just say to your friend, hey, this is what I'm going to be doing with him because we enjoy the same things. And I think if you communicate that, it alleviates all of the headache. You don't have to have a reason. Like you don't have to do any, like none of that is necessary, but in order to maintain the friendship, like if she is your best friend or he or whatever, if they are your best friend and you want to maintain that communication and like that healthy relationship with them, like hiding going on a trip with somebody that they're going to find out about because you're probably going to have pictures, you're probably going to want to share your experience. Like
you're not going to be able to hide that forever.
Communicate why you chose that way and why you did what you did. And
it's not like a pelvic tattoo. You aren't going to be able to hide this.
Like I think it would be, I think communicating to your friend why you did what you did would have been a courteous thing to do in a relationship, not inviting her just because people think you should. Yeah.
I agree. And the whole picky eater thing, like I see a lot of talk in chat about, you know, if the picky eater thing is like she has a limited palate but isn't going to restrict anybody else, you know, that's one thing. But here's the problem. Having that limited palate when you're overseas is going to affect
a completely different ballgame.
Places you can go to eat, not just what you're ordering from the menu, but the places you can go, because having American food in these places is going to be very, very, very uncommon, I would think. And the places that do are not going to be the authentic experience that OP is looking for. But you're right, Tater. There is a risk that she accepted here when she basically secured all points of this trip and made her decisions and then didn't lock down any kind of communication And now, either way, you were going to have to communicate this at some point. You were going to have to deal with the fallout at some point. You knew she was going to be upset when she found out whenever that was and however that was.
I think it's better to get ahead of it than be behind it.
Narrative control is a thing.
And that is if you want to maintain the relationship with your best friend.
Yes.
If you don't give a fuck, then do whatever you want. But if you want to, if you want to have a responsible relationship and like maintain that, then you have to communicate. It's the same thing as if you're in a relationship with somebody. You have to maintain communication in order to have a healthy relationship. And I think if that person is your best friend, she should understand. And if she doesn't,
Agreed.
then you have answers there too. But NTA for choosing someone that you know that you're going to have a good time with. That's your birthday. Like, do what you want to do, especially if this trip is something that you've wanted for a long time. Enjoy it with the person that's going to be able to enjoy the food with you.
But maybe a little bit of an asshole for not handling the communication part of this sooner.
Yes.
But NTA for the choice.
Correct.
And I would say, based on the fact that you're calling somebody best friend, I assume you want to maintain and continue
Exactly.
that relationship with him. And yes, best friend does sound entitled.
100%. And I think that also speaks volumes to whatever it is, but would she have sounded that way if you had already told her? Does she sound this way because she found out and you were trying to keep it from her? Like there's so many different things and like you won't ever know the answer to that. But yeah, she sounds entitled. Like no one's entitled to go to Japan with you. Like if you're there not asked, no one gets that right.
Right.
But
she does have a right to have feelings about what's happening, and OP has to accept that is going to be some kind of emotional consequence to what she's doing. Right? It's not like she can't have an opinion on what's going. It's not like she can't get her feelings hurt, and OP will have to deal with that because that's her bestie.
right.
So, it's not like she has to. It's not a law, but if she wants to maintain that relationship, like you said, she is going to have to deal with that.
I think these are just things that you learn as you grow up.
It's relationship things,
OP was
communication
young.
things.
Yeah, I think that's just things that you learn as you grow up. But maybe this isn't someone who needs to be your best friend. I don't know.
Maybe. It depends on how far she takes this. The whole you chose a boy over me. Well, yeah. he is a boy. And you guys dated for like 1 month. It doesn't sound like that's the reason for the trip. But you know what? You might have a new adventure buddy here, and this may rekindle a romantic flame. Yeah. You're going to bond over a sushi roll.
Maybe, but I hope you enjoy the hell out of the food.
Yeah. And maybe the nights will be wasabi. Sam Goofball dropped the 5 on the YouTube side. I'm not embarrassed by anything. Says Sam Goofball dropping the 5. I feel like we're in deja vu when Tony kept denying the daycare story a couple of weeks ago. I feel like this might be an April Fool's that they're playing on you guys and on me. Like reading that story, pretending like we're reading it, and then moving on.
The story was removed because it was said to be AI. So.
Okay.
And like it was removed, and so we decided to pivot.
All right.
Based on all the comments and the information provided. So.
Heard. Understood.
Yeah.
Okay. So the question was, am I the astronaut for refusing to cancel my solo trip after my wife suddenly said she needed me home? That's not what it was. I'm sorry. Just kidding. Am I the astronaut for telling my best friend I don't want her to come on my birthday trip?
But you didn't.
NTA. Yeah, and you didn't. Yeah, that's kind of the problem is that you didn't. But no, it's you're not an astronaut for choosing that. The communication side of this, you will either improve upon, or your best friend is going to just run this into the ground and destroy the friendship. That's kind of her choice. And yours about how you handle communication moving forward from this. But
NTA and enjoy your food.
Yeah. Have some sashimi for me. I like sashimi. I like the big old slabs of raw fish on top of sushi. You know what I mean? I like that stuff. I do. I like the raw fish. Give it to me raw and wriggling. We had, what is it? Poke? Did we talk? We talked about this before. Poke bowls, we call them, but poke bowls, however you say it. We had those last night. I had mahi, poke bowl, poke. Very good. Those are really good. If you're ever rolling through Joplin, Missouri, a place called Hungry Monkey. Fantastic. And it's a little downtown mom and pop shop.
It's a Hawaiian-ish place.
They have Spam.
And they have Spam there. And so I get mine with like one meat, and then also like they will cut up a piece of Spam on the top of it. And I fucking love it. And Navy tried it yesterday, and she's like, the only thing I like in there is that. And I'm like, the Spam.
She's got a taste for the Spam.
So she ate it. And then she was like, and then she goes, And I'm done with that now. And I was like, yeah, it gets overwhelming. You can only have one
Yeah,
piece.
that's true. Yeah.
But it's so, the bowl
It's
is
like
so
a good
good.
balance of salty and sweet, though. You know,
Yes,
Spain.
especially with the sweet Thai chili. So yummy.
So good. So good and tasty. Joanna, first time here? Welcome. Welcome to a live stream. It's a little bit different than you see on the recorded stories or the posts that you see. This is much more chaotic and fun. Lots of chaos. Lots of chaos. Let me do a tiny bit of catch up and then we'll dive into the next one. Jamie Nicole, Jenny with the ice cream cone. Jamie Nicole dropping more. Kayla C. Brown, Lee Finn, Joyce Brown, Maddie Curvin with the chili. Adventures with Pam with the Go Populars. Steven. Adventures with Pam again there. Candy Koala, Aunt Sue, Ames. We are at 1,096 out of 4K, and that 4K goal will unlock lightning round on the TikTok side once again. We are at 3 of 10 on the YouTube side as a reminder that is going to unlock a cake story. Let's go for the next story here. What's up, Mimi in Arkansas? Howdy, neighbor. Hey there, Dusty Thunder once again with another story for you. This is Am I the Astronaut for not giving this kid the money I owe him?
This kid.
We have no information at all. We can't do a poll on this. This is, am I the astronaut for not giving this kid the money I owe him? Well, regardless of the age of the human being we're referencing here, you owe someone money. You're probably an asshole for not giving it to them. But you know what? Let's see how it goes. Just for 2 days, I swear. I work with this kid who's on the spectrum, and part of what we do for his social goals is DoorDash. I cash out on the app and give him a cut of the pay in cash. So we had our session today, and he left his paycheck in my car. He texted me and asked if I mean, that looks like it's how it's pronounced. He texted me today and asked if I could come over tomorrow, Saturday, not a work day, and drop it off. Technically, I can, but I thought this would be a good actions have consequences type of lesson to give him, especially since he's already proven to be poor with money. I told him no, he could get it Monday. I reminded him that pockets exist for a reason. Now I'm having a few with my girlfriend and starting to think maybe I was too hard on him. It's our first payday since we started doing this thing. But I want to enforce this from the jump since money is tight in his house, and this is an important chance to learn early. Am I the astronaut? Editing, because I don't know how I didn't realize that this wouldn't be clear. Probably the aforementioned Friday night drinks. So here's some clarifications. This kid is literally a kid. 12 to be exact. I work with him not as a coworker, but as a DSP, direct support professional. Part of his job is building life skills toward the stated goal of preparing for independent adulthood. My client is not very high needs and mostly requires social and academic support. The amount of money discussed, and I should have called it a paycheck, shouldn't have called it a Quaycheck. Quaycheck. That's what Qui-Gon Jinn receives. The amount of money discussed, and I shouldn't have called it a paycheck, even in quotes, is $10. I'm not withholding rent money. I'm withholding convincing his brother to buy more games money. I originally mentioned my own finances. This was intended to emphasize that I understand we're all struggling out there. I understand how it could be taken the wrong way and have since removed it. Top comment, YTA, what a crock of shit. Give the guy his money. That's not a life lesson. That's called a punishment. Okay, let's talk about this for a second. Let's see what Candy Thunder thinks about this one.
That's a great point.
Yeah, I could see what you mean. I don't know about that. I don't know. Hold on. Now you're just getting crazy. Okay. I'm just going to go back to, let's just let her cool off for a second here. Look, I understand what OP's saying here. And yeah, part of a direct support professional's job, I mean, most of that job is to kind of guide them, almost like a parent, but like guide them and help with skills building. Some of that skills building should be like when you have money in hand, putting it somewhere safe. I understand. And that's part of OP's job. It would not be part of OP's job to drive over there on the weekend and give it to him. I would do it. I would go give the kid his money. But I don't think OP is an asshole for not doing it. Tater, what do you think? Poof, she reappeared.
I understand what you're saying, but I don't know that this is like, I don't know what it's gonna teach him other than like he's not showing up for him. I'm just not sure. I just don't know that this
I
is
could
the
see
way to handle it. I understand. And like you said, I would be driving the
It
money
is the
over
first
there.
time that it happened too, and that is important.
I think it's important to give him a lesson based on what happened, but I also think it's important to not make him feel like this is a punishment since it's the first time that it happened.
Now, if it was a habit, if it was something that had repeatedly happened,
Yeah.
like the second time this happened, I'd be like, okay, now you got to wait because I can't feel the pain every time you
Exactly.
forget something. But the first time, I'm going to deliver it to you, and I'm going to say, hey, if this happens again, you're going to have to wait till the next time we see each other. Just want to make that clear.
I think that's the perfect way to handle
Okay.
it. I think the first time, this was his first check. I think this was an accident, and I think you take it to him, and that's when you teach the lesson. If it happens again, then you move on to a different type of lesson and how you want to handle that. But the first time that it happens with the first paycheck, and you treat it like this is an ongoing problem and that you're going to withhold this for X amount of time, whatever. I think the first time that it happens, there's much more teaching experience that can happen in the lesson if they're open and receiving the information instead of just shut down because they feel like what you've done is a punishment.
right. I get
I just, as a parent, as a person teaching someone, I feel like you can learn more in a moment when you meet them where they are, when you meet them halfway. And in this way, I wouldn't do this the first time somebody made a mistake.
that. Yeah. Agreed.
That's what I'm saying.
Agreed. So I don't necessarily think it's an asshole move, but I think there is a better way to do it. So it's either a should have or could have done this differently. Maybe a should have. So you're technically be living in my world here.
Yeah.
At ASCON 3. So that's not a could have done it differently. It's a should have done it differently. After discussing it, I think that's where we're at. Let's make that official determination, at least for us. This wasn't like a dick thing to do. And I think as a parent, which I'm using kind of as the direct support professional role here, because that is a lot of the role that you take on there. By the way, we work with a local organization who we help with their recruiting for direct support professionals for people with developmental disabilities. Very familiar with the gig here, and a lot of times we'll see a lot of their consumers working at businesses out in public, and they always have their direct support professional with them, just kind of, I don't want to say babysitting, but
Right.
just making sure they're there to support them. I haven't seen this done with a 12-year-old kid, which makes it feel a little bit different. Like this
That's
is something
exactly what, yeah.
OP was doing to just go above and beyond. And OP, I'm guessing, isn't a parent right now, but is getting some parental training right now. So maybe just log this as a lesson, as like, hey, put yourself in this kid's shoes. Think about how you would want to learn this lesson. And it'd be much more effective and better received if you eased into this lesson by taking it, saying next time this will happen, instead of just going hot to cold, basically.
And I think our opinion is this, because if someone messes up and it's not an ongoing thing where it happens all the time, you and I are going to go above and beyond to help this person learn from their mistake and move forward in a way that's healthy, not in a way that's like, I've made a mistake and now I'm going to be punished for it. And I don't feel like, I feel like it's like the helping hand versus like straight up punishment. And I feel like there's a moment where you can teach them the right way, and that not everything comes with a fucking punishment. Life is hard enough. And I see that, like, this is how life is. Nobody gets help in life.
Right.
And that's unfortunate that that's your outlook on life, I think, because if I meet someone who's struggling, like I want to help them. I want to help them learn and get better. I don't want to teach them that everything in life comes with a punishment.
Right. Well, and especially with an autistic kid here,
Absolutely.
the zebra thinking is going to be in full effect here. If it's not good, it's bad. Right. So receiving the lesson this way is just going to be, it's bad.
And this is not babying someone. This is not hand holding. Like, you are going to learn so much more in positive reinforcement than negative. That is a fucking scientific proven method. Like, it just, I don't know. There's a level of pissed offness that makes me angry when people go straight to punishment when somebody makes a mistake for the first time. Like give a little bit of fucking grace to people instead of just assuming that everything needs to be dealt with in a negative way.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get that. I get that. And for OP, OP's navigating these waters for the first time too. I still maintain I don't think OP's an asshole for doing what he's doing, but I think there is a better way to do it. There is a way to learn from it for here, and it's not being withheld. He's not intending it as a punishment, but that is more than likely how it's going to be received by this kid.
Right.
That's the point, is that not intent, but translation.
Yeah.
And I think we do have to think about that with everything. Not intent, but how is it being translated? Because ultimately that matters more than the intent of the words that you're saying or what you're trying to do. Anyway, it is, we went to ASCON 3 for Am I the Ascon for not giving this kid the money I owe him. It's quite a bit more complicated than that. There's just a better way to do it. I think that's where we're at.
Right.
All right, let's move on to our next one here. Bebop Skeetalaboo. Gabatronia was a DSP for the elderly with mental disabilities. It's not for the weak, but they're some of the best people I have ever met. In the dealings that we have had with the consumers, the organization we work with here, the developmentally disabled they experience the world with they experience a more pure joy than you or I will ever experience. And it is one of the coolest things to witness. We've done some filming and photography for a lot of their events. Like they do a prom, they do dances, they do bowling events, they do such fun stuff. And I've done a lot of interviews with them. And I have some artwork from Sammy. Sammy had a little bit of a crush on me, and her boyfriend was there too, and I don't think he liked that. But anyway, she made me some artwork that still is on my desk to this day. So it is absolutely agreed. Some of the most pure, kind people you will ever encounter in your entire life. Nerd Dad dropping the 10 bomb, having some experience with this community. I'll say I learned the hard way that if you say yes to volunteering your time and effort on your day off, it's very hard to set that boundary after the fact. I understand. Yeah, I definitely understand. There's a level of expectation and support that would be hard to, boundaries would be important there. And again, I think that's where, if this were the second or third time this is happening, enforcing that boundary is a good thing. But pre-communicating the boundary while taking it this time would be good. The fuck? I don't even know what the fuck that is about. Okay. Bye. Okay, let's dive into our next story here. Here we go. Hey there, Dusty Thunder. Once again, got another story for you. This is Am I the Astronaut for not drinking at my friend's wedding? Tony Spark, I'm sure you have some thoughts about this. Am I the astronaut for not drinking at my friend's wedding? Just go ahead and throw your vote up as a comment here. All right, my co-pilot seat is empty once again. Thoughts? Am I the astronaut for not drinking at my friend's wedding? It's NTA for me. You drink if you want to drink, you don't if you don't. Drink if you want, don't if you don't. Just go ahead and comment your response here. A lot of NTAs, NTA. Nobody should have to drink ever, Joyce Brown. I think that is a perfect way to state it. Tony Spark, ASCON 1.
Tony's going to do feedback.
Georgia drivers are ASCONs, Elise. Y'all, it's rough down here. I think that anytime I go, I feel like drivers are assholes everywhere. It doesn't matter where it is. They just are. Well, Tony Spark has been tabbed in for this one. Tabbed in, not tapped in, tabbed in. That's a Freudian slip. You'll have to tell them about your wedding game plan. How you set yourself a limit before the wedding. How that went. Ninja Turtle sent out one gifted membership on the YouTube side. Seungberry Kun. Welcome to the Gosh Heckett fam. Courtesy of Ninja Turtle. Hell yeah. Okay, I think we're all at NTA here so far. Just guessing. Let's dive in. Am I the astronaut for not drinking at my friend's wedding? To begin, I'll admit I'm mostly coming here just because I'm really confused. I don't drink at all. Not for any big reason, but all my friends know this. Lee and I have been good friends since middle school, so when she asked me to be a bridesmaid in her wedding, I was excited. On to the current issue, her wedding was Saturday evening, but everything started on a Friday night. Her family hosted a dinner for all of us, and being a part of the wedding party, I attended. Throughout the night, I was offered drinks, but I always declined. At some point, shots were given to the entire table to toast to the couple, and I just took the shot glasses they handed me to go along with it. After everybody took their shots, she looked at me and said, "You're really not going to drink that?" I told her no, but if she wanted, she could have it. It was going to go to waste with me, so if somebody else wanted it, then it was all theirs. She stared at me for a few seconds and said back, "Do you seriously have to start this right now?" I was confused because I didn't know what she expected me to do. Besides, she's aware I don't drink, so I don't really know what she meant by that. Come the wedding day, the maid of honor was making mimosas for everyone and asked if I wanted one. As usual, I declined. Drinks were given throughout the day, but I always said no whenever offered one. Eventually, when all the bridesmaids were getting ready, one of the other girls asked me if I didn't drink at all, and I said yeah. That prompted a few of the girls to ask why. I understand that it's odd to meet people who don't drink, so naturally, questions will be asked. I just explained that it wasn't my cup of tea, and we moved on. I will say for the rest of the time, while we were getting ready, I was still asked if I would like any, but I kept saying no. In case it matters, I wouldn't have been able to drink anyway. I was driving myself to and from the wedding, so drinking either was out of the question. Either way was out of the question. Then at the wedding, Lee's photographer and videographer asked us to take the glasses of wine they set up for us and to chug them. I was at the far end of the line they had us in, so I just pretended to drink mine. One of the other girls offered to take mine afterwards, so I dumped what was in my glass into hers. Lee saw this and told me, "You know, it isn't going to fucking kill you just to drink it. It's just a drink, no different from water or apple juice." I thought about it all day yesterday, and I'm just wondering if I missed something. I talked to my best friend about it, and she said she wasn't sure why any of that would be upsetting to Lee, but she also doesn't drink. So I'm not sure if there's something to this that either of us is not understanding. I'm not sure if I made Lee upset somehow, but I plan to ask her later. She's on her honeymoon until next Sunday, so I won't be hearing from her anytime soon. Until then, Reddit, am I the astronaut? You know who is hearing from her right now? Her husband is hearing this fucking story on loop on their honeymoon. This bitch, she wouldn't even drink. She didn't even take the champagne for the picture. She didn't drink our shot toast at the rehearsal dinner. She didn't drink a goddamn thing. And it bugs me so much.
I stand by what I said. Ask on one. Weren't you drinking at the wedding? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, you're not the astronaut at all. I mean, what do you say all the time? Like, if you say no, no's a complete sentence, right? She doesn't want to drink.
Unless you're wasted, then it might be two
But
sentences.
I also stand by what I said. No. Why weren't you drinking? God. Weddings are no fun without alcohol. So
What?
God bless you, OP.
I need to understand is why someone would be upset about this. I can't.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like she doesn't want to drink, so why are you fixating on her drinking? Why don't you just keep on drinking what you're going to drink, get drunk, and not even worry about it?
Maybe the only thing I could think of is that Bridezilla has this movie in her mind of how she wants every one of these events to go. And in every one of those scenes in her mind, she planned for everyone to be drinking, and OP is deviating from her plan.
But she also, I mean, pretty much like if she wanted the aesthetic of it for the photo, she went along with every photo with it in it. She didn't drink it, but she had it. She did it. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Like also, I feel like your friend is like. I mean, I can relate to OP because I usually am the one who doesn't drink at weddings when I go to them. And so I get it, what it's like to be sober at events and be the DD and to not. I wish you guys, there was a camera on Caden to do the slow chair turn that he just did. No, I'm just kidding. But also, I think with the
Tony's the designated drunk.
Yeah, to know what it's like to not drink at weddings and events and be the sober one. I know what that means and what that's like because that's me often. But But I feel like the wedding party and the bride are like you have a built-in designated driver here for all these wedding events too.
Oh, that's
I
great.
think that's fantastic. And you know what? The bride, she like if you're worried, yeah, April Fools. The bride, you've got bigger problems. I think if you're so worried about on your wedding day, one of your friends not drinking.
Yeah.
Like if that's bothering you that much, like, what's the point?
So Tater and I don't drink. And yesterday, I told you guys about us getting Hungry Monkey. They have a real pina colada machine there. So I got a pina colada. I don't know why. I was just like, you know what? That sounds kind of good. You know? And I got home and I gave her a sip and then I had a sip and I was like, I didn't tell her there was rum in it first. She's like, oh.
This is my first pina colada. Have you seen those videos
No.
on TikTok? No. There's this little kid, and he's at like, this is a kid at the resort, and it's like the family. They're at an all inclusive, and he's drinking a virgin pina colada. But he's like, they do the video where like, this is my first pina colada. This is my second pina colada, and so now people are using that deal, like using that audio. I told
that's hilarious.
Yeah,
you should do that.
Oh, I'm gonna do that this summer at the lake.
You should do that for sure.
This is my first pina colada.
So I got that last night, brought it home with dinner, took 2 sips, and I just felt gross the rest of the night. Like I was like, this isn't enjoyable at all.
Rookies.
It is
I'd have been like,
yeah.
tasty.
It's the costs on your body after the fact. It's like it's never worth it to me. I think that's why I don't. Yeah. Anyway, Sam Goofball dropped a 5 and said, definitely NTA. Bride is ASCOM 1. There's nothing wrong with not drinking. Getting upset at OP seems like a mean girl.
Bride is ASCOM 1
she
here in
really
this
is.
situation. Again, I don't understand why this is such a focus for you on your wedding day, that one of your friends is not drinking, and like why this is ruining your fucking day. Like, do you not want to get married? Do you not care about your wedding? You only care about somebody drinking? Like, I don't understand that at all. To be fair, I also don't understand people that don't drink at weddings. So there's a lot I don't understand in the story, but what I do understand is that you, OP, are NTA.
Yep. Let's make the official determination. You are not the astronaut for not drinking at your friend's wedding. Your bridezilla friend, if only in this moment and in this occasion, did reach ASCON 1. It'll be interesting if I sure hope whenever she gets back from her honeymoon, she calls to apologize. And hopefully her new husband is so sick of hearing about it on the honeymoon that he's like, what's your fucking problem?
She doesn't seem like the apology type.
Yeah, but there's got to be some kind of bridezilla syndrome that only takes effect during weddings, right?
Maybe.
I'm out on a limb here. I don't know. But yeah,
Maybe.
It seems like she wants to peer pressure everybody into everything. Which can be stupid
have you ever dealt with a real life bridezilla? Have you ever been in a situation where there's a real life bridezilla at weddings you've been to or been in or been involved with?
No.
Neither. So I see all these stories all the time. I was like, I've been around a lot of weddings. I've never seen a bridezilla.
But I think all the bridezilla stuff happens behind the scenes. You know what I mean? I don't think it's happening like out in front of everybody because that would ruin the aesthetic.
I understand that, but also I would say that I've been around a lot of
wedding parties,
the behind the scenes of weddings, and I've never encountered a bridezilla.
Oh, it's a bridesmaid, never a bride. Tony Spot.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll change soon.
That was all right.
All right.
Destined to be alone forever. Thank you. I'm gonna go now. I plan on popping a pill, going to bed early, and crying myself to sleep.
I need a hot bath and a blow dryer. Oh man. All right, we have time to get one more story in before we flip the script here. Hey, we are at 5 of 10 YouTube side. Live restricted. What? I was talking about it's reason self-harm. Nope. Okay, so I think somebody tried to report our stream for something that isn't happening on it.
Is it the person that I blocked?
I'm guessing it's the person that you blocked. Yeah. It wasn't alcohol. It was talking about self-harm. Oh, the tub and the dryer, or the.
Oh, the.
Wow.
Oh
They
no,
picked
it was
up on that quick.
popping the. Yeah. All right.
Wow.
Yeah. Can't even.
Wow.
We can't even talk about Schitt's Creek anymore.
No, it was a quote. Damn it, it was a quote. All right, let's dive into what is likely our final story of the public stream here. Let's go. Am I the astronaut for getting divorced as soon as my last kid was out of the house? We could do a poll for this one. This seems to be a common thing. This was the stay together for the kids mindset that you know we all grew up in, basically. Generational trauma, as it were, of assuming that keeping the kids together in one toxic household is healthier than two happier households, which I think we have now mostly realized or are moving toward. Am I the astronaut for getting divorced as soon as my last kid was out of the house? I'm gonna say yeah, for staying and forcing your kids to live in a toxic house. So, so I'm saying yes, you are the astronaut for waiting. So maybe it's a 3, maybe it's a yeah. I'll say 3. I'll say ASCON 3. ESH making that kid feel bad. All right, ESH could be. Hockey Mama V says first time voting A2. Look at that. Mimi, I'm here for the long haul. Way too much invested in all the things. Gigi, aunt and uncle did that. Cousin said they should have done it years earlier. That's what I'm saying. I think I think we've seen too many scenarios where it just makes sense to give kids a happy environment, regardless of what that looks like. All right, poll results. Tater Rooney, we got her back.
Where am I at?
Right there. Sorry.
56% NTA.
And it looks like
16% ESH.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, ESH could be. That's where I'll go to.
Going to ESH?
I'll camp at ESH.
Everybody sucks. All right, here we go. Am I the astronaut for getting divorced as soon as my last kid was out of the house? I should have listened to my dad before I got married, but I was 18 and knew everything. I was in love and I was going to be with her no matter what. We got married, we got jobs, we had 2 kids. My wife's family helped us with everything. My family was as supportive as they could be, but we sidelined them. We spent all of our holidays with my wife's family. Both kids' birthday parties were held at my in-laws, and my parents were invited as a courtesy. We both worked and raised the kids, but as time went on, there were 2 groups in our home. She and the kids were one, and then there was me. All of my choices were undermined. All of my wishes were dismissed. I couldn't even have privacy in my own bedroom by locking the door because it stressed the kids to knock. After 20 years, I was done. Last fall, my youngest went away to school. I filed for divorce that week. We didn't have assets besides our cars. I walked away with nothing to show for it besides 2 kids that never thought about my side of the family as important. My ex claims that I blindsided her and she didn't know I was unhappy. I asked her what about our constant ongoing arguments for the last 14 years made her think I was happy or satisfied with our marriage. I asked her what she thought it meant that I was constantly suggesting we get counseling, both for ourselves and her for how she dedicated all of her energy on the kids instead of on herself. I said that when my dog died, I didn't get a new one because I knew that although I would be the one to care for them and pay all the bills, she would find a way to claim him during a divorce. So I'm 41 and starting over. Took me no time to find a better job. The only thing keeping me on my old one was that I was home every night. Now I'm working in a different city, doing night shift and making more money than I ever did before. I have a rescue dog whom I got the week I left. I'm walking him more and have met new friends in my neighborhood and at the dog park. My ex's family, her and our kids think I'm the asshole for not communicating that I was unhappy and just leaving. I talked to her constantly about everything that was bothering me. The kids are allowed to come into the bedroom without knocking, her unwillingness to eat when I cooked my cultural food, and letting the kids not eat it either. I had to attend events with my family alone because she didn't want to come or let the kids come, plus a million other things. I've started dating. She is amazing. Shelly is a teacher. Never been married, 32. We aren't at the meeting family stage yet, but I've met a lot of her friends, and I will be attending Easter at her house, which she is hosting for everybody who isn't going home. This is another problem because I've moved on so quickly. It's really not. I've been checked out of the marriage for years. She's having a tougher time. She's not in the right place to date, and her priorities are the kids, the adult kids who do not live at home. I've seen a few posts lately that made me want to ask. I know how I feel. I know how she feels. I'm mostly estranged from my family, so I don't count their opinions, and the kids and her family have been clear about my abandoning her after all this time. Am I the asshole for leaving as soon as I could after our youngest left? Before looping Tater in here, I've got to go back and look and figure out how long ago was it that they got divorced. last fall. Youngest, so it was last fall. And
So when school started.
yeah, and let me look at post date here to get an idea. Oh damn, this is fresh. This is today. So last fall, it's been 6 months maybe.
I'm gonna go with NTA. I think if what he says is accurate, and he did ask for therapy, couples therapy, if he did voice his concerns, then this would be one of those scenarios where all this was happening in the marriage, and we say the divorce came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And that's exactly the vibe that it gives, is that he did voice that he was unhappy. He did voice how he felt. He did voice that he was having to go to his family things by himself, and she didn't want to attend, but he was expected to attend her family things. I think those are all signs that you're unhappy. And he said they were fighting for 14 years. That's a long fucking time. So it's NTA for the question that you're asking. But I think if you were this unhappy and things were never going to change, that getting out earlier, for your own benefit and for your wife and your kids, like for everyone's benefit, would have been a better solution.
Yeah.
But I do feel like he was in a shitty situation. Like what he said, he sidelined his own family in support of hers. And I mean, that sucks, especially if that's not something he wanted to do.
There are a few confusing things at play here.
Okay. I'm open to hearing.
So one is he stayed until the youngest left, which was at the age of what, 20?
I think, yeah, 18, 20.
So stayed until the youngest left, but doesn't really seem to care about doing anything to preserve or better a relationship with the kids, which sounds like, from what he's told us, it was pretty strained already with the kids. He said there were two sects in that house. It was wife and kids, and then he was kept as like a separate camp, basically. So it wasn't to preserve the relationship or protect the relationship with the kids. What was it? It is possible, I've seen it in chat, that he was staying to avoid having to pay child support. It's possible, because even now, after leaving, he's not like, my kids have visited and it's great. No, they hate him right now. And he doesn't seem to give a shit. I do agree he should have done this sooner, because you are the example you are showing your kids for what marriage is, for what love is, for what they should accept, for their self-worth. You are showing them what to expect and what they should be or should aspire to by example. So you definitely should have left earlier. It's not a great example to set for the kids. Staying for the kids isn't, it's not the solution. Now, the one thing I feel like OP could have done differently, I'm not saying should have, but could have. You talked about therapy, which, by the way, when you mentioned going to therapy, you said both for us together and for her individually, which tells me right then it came off as accusatory.
I thought it said both of them individually.
For both of them and for her individually. Let me go.
I think it was both of them. It was how I took it. It was like individual and marriage. Okay.
So I thought it was both for ourselves and her. Both for ourselves and for her.
Like for him and for her and together.
Okay. So I must have misunderstood that then, because I caught it as him saying we can do couples counseling, but then you got to do your own shit too, and that obviously wouldn't go over well.
I mean, to me, it sounds like he was not allowed to be himself. He said whenever he made cultural food from his culture, like, she didn't want to partake. She wouldn't let the kids partake. She didn't want to do anything with his family, which is part of. Yeah, exactly. And I think that to me says a lot about who she was.
Yeah. Oh, it sounds like a terrible relationship. No doubt about that.
I think there's and maybe he did stay so he doesn't have to pay child support. But I mean, I know, like, if they're still in school, there's still the possibility that he does have to pay child support to a certain age. I mean, I don't know what that looks like in every state. I know what it looks like in our state. But I think there's a lot of red flags with the way that he presents it, and we only have his side.
True.
And so I think this from her. Like, this was a toxic relationship for him.
100%. No, the only, to get back to what I was saying previously, the one thing I think he could have done differently would have been, in addition to saying we need counseling to happen all these years and having these arguments and expressing how unhappy he was for him to say, hey, as soon as she moves out, we're getting a divorce.
Yeah.
Because it's the fact that you didn't say that is the thing that's being held against you, right? It's like, how could you be blindsided by this? You know how unhappy I am. Well,
yeah.
If you had said this is going to happen, that argument wouldn't be able to be made. There would be something different that she would create.
Even if he had, I would say, even if he had said that, how do we know she still wouldn't try to turn the kids against them? Because
she had control of them already, so there's no way that she would have given up any control.
I'm not saying. I do think you should fight for a relationship with your kids. I think that's the utmost importance, and I wish you would have figured out a way through therapy or whatever that looks like to fight harder while you're in your relationship, so that you didn't lose the bond that you should have had with your children.
Yeah, because you did, even though you were there.
Yeah, and I think we've seen that from both sides. Like, I think there's from being a mom or a dad, like, I think that can happen in different ways, but I don't think you're the asshole for leaving.
No,
I think you should have just done it sooner.
He agreed.
Since that is the question that he's asking.
He's been in indifference for years.
Yeah,
like it's
and that's
unsalvageable.
You get one life, and to spend 14 years fighting with your spouse in the one life that you get, I mean, that's not a healthy life,
right?
For sure.
Yeah, and he did get into another relationship soon. I mean, it's been 6 months, but we don't know how long they've been together, how soon into that they got together. But look, he's been done for a long time. So
he sounds like a caution you against the relationship, and maybe you're happy. Maybe you just found happiness after you left, but you sound like you were a very broken individual in this relationship.
Yeah, and now you have to kind of reinvent yourself.
Yeah, so.
But no, am I the astronaut for getting divorced as soon as my last kid was out of the house? Not the astronaut for getting divorced, but
if the question was,
probably should have done it sooner.
You definitely should have done it sooner.
Yeah.
100%. When you knew you were
if
done,
not for you, for your kids.
Yes, when you knew you were done, you should have been done.
Yeah.
And if you did stay just for like not wanting child support payments, then you are 100% the asshole.
Yes. Well, we don't know enough to be able to say that for sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a little bit of a break here while we get ready to switch over to the VIP side of things. I was looking for this Morningstar. Morningstar said, someone gifted me a sub. I'm not sure how to see who. I don't think it happened today. I think it had to have been a different time. But YouTube side, if you saw who gifted Morningstar the sub, or if you were the gifter of that sub in today's or a previous stream, please let us know. So we can issue proper thanks there. Appreciate it. The goal for the TikTok side and the YouTube side will carry over, I believe. So we are at 2019 out of 4K on TikTok side to unlock Lightning Round. Hey, Shaz, Angie dropping the hundo, C. Murphy, Adventures with Cam, Caitlin Paletti, Art Misfit, Mama, Lee Finn, Bobby Joe Crossmo, Gigi, Natalie and Pixie, Droshko dropping the hundo roses. That's a lot of freaking roses. Sabs, Jenny Gunn, Jenny with the ice cream cone, Candy Thunder, Leaf, and Jody. Thank you guys so much. We will go ahead and flip over.
He didn't. Also, I wanted to make sure he didn't leave when his youngest was 20. He left when his youngest was 18. His oldest was 20.
Oh, oldest was 20.
He said after 20 years, which means the oldest child was probably 20 since they got married when they got pregnant. But
gotcha. Sorry, I fucked up
I think
all
it
the
was.
details.
I think it was the youngest going to college, which prompted that, which would be 18, 19, wherever that lands.
Okay, gotcha. Sorry, I've led you all astray on many details here. All right, we're going to flip over to VIP. We'll see you here shortly. Nerd Dad just sent out a gifted membership. Drop Bear Bricks. Welcome to the Gosh Heckin' Thunder Crew. Drop Bear. Yeah, watch out for Drop Bears.
Drop Bear Bricks.
Drop Bear
I like
Bricks. It's like really, really big and painful turns.